Nagara. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you are well indeed. I hope that you are having a lovely start to your day. Thank you so much for being here. Out here in Oakland, it is nice today, and it is a little gray right now, but I think we needed this cooling system to pass through. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to Storytime. How are you doing today? Please, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. And of course, if you're joining us for the recordings, please leave us a message so we know you were here. Thank you indeed for joining in Storytime today. So glad that we're here together, and I hope that you have a lovely day indeed. But before then, we have a story to read together. We have a story to share, and indeed time to spend here together. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime as we bring back a favorite of Storytime, and this one is called A is for Activist. Yes, this one coming to you from Innosanto Nagara and 7 Stories Press. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you and welcome. Yes, we need to call on the activist inside of us indeed, and we need to be out there just pushing back against these disappointing decisions by the Supreme Court. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I'm glad that you're here. A is for activist Innosanto Nagara. A big thank you to him, of course, for his amazing books, and of course 7 Stories Press for allowing us to share these materials right here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm excited and I am ready. I'm glad that you're here with me. Thank you for being here. How is it where you are? How are you feeling today? Thank you so much for joining in. We did do an activity with my students yesterday, and we're just thinking. So here's a question for you. Maybe this is something for you to be thinking about today. Is it's a what would you rather kind of question. So and I think, what was I asked? Yeah, what would you rather do? Would you rather be strong or be super fast? Would you rather be super strong or super fast? Which one? Just one. What would you rather do? And if you have others, please do share, and we'll try and put them out so others can try and think about them as well. But I thought it was fun. I love speed, but also I'd want to be strong. So I will tell you my answer at the end. Thank you so much for joining in today. Let us see who is with us and ready for a story. Oh my goodness, good to see you, Aurelia Lee. How are you doing? And joining us from Costa Rica. Oh my goodness, enjoy it out there. Loved my visits out there. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you are having fun as it should be. Thank you indeed. And where in Costa Rica are you? I definitely loved love touring around Costa Rica. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that you're hopefully you're on your vacation and enjoying yourself out there. Thank you so much for joining in, and welcome, Aurelia Lee. How are you today? And of course, Andres. Thank you indeed for joining us. Absolutely love it. Thank you indeed for being here on Storytime. I hope that you are well. I hope that it is indeed a good trip out there. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime, and of course, sending love to you out in Florida. Betty Graydon, indeed. Thank you so much for joining us. We know you join in for our recordings, and we're sending you mucho love. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. And to everybody else that is joining us, thank you and welcome. Please get comfortable, get cozy, get ready for our story for today. A is for activist, and this one comes from our friend here, Innosanto Nagara, and it is also coming from 7 Stories Press. Thank you so much for joining in, and please get comfortable. Go, grab that cold drink, grab everything that you need right now, and come and enjoy this lovely book coming to you back to story time. Good morning to you out in also cloudy Seattle today. Baby Bia and Amanda sending you love. Thank you so much for joining in. And they say our library has today's story. Yay! I hope you can grab it and definitely enjoy it at home. And if you want a stronger version, the board book is out. You can get it easy for kids to hold and definitely lasts longer. No covers like this one. We're going to look for it while we're there. I hope you do indeed and enjoy it. And if you can, please look up Counting on Community as well. It is indeed a beautiful counting book, and one that also just talks about some important things in very kid-friendly way. Thank you so much for joining in. Always a pleasure to see you here. Even if it's cloudy out here in Oakland and Seattle, you're definitely bringing the sunshine here. Amanda and Baby Bia, thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Marlon, how are you doing? And I hope that you get to join us later on. Thank you so much for joining in. And Nate, how are you doing as well? Thank you for being here on Storytime. A is for activist. Yes, A is for activist. Coming up after the break. Join me on the other side. Please do let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Join me on the other side of this short message when we're back to read our story. Thank you so much for being here today. Absolutely appreciate you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda with Amanda Weltman Photography. I'm a photographer and printmaker based in the Pacific Northwest, and I believe that your face deserves wall space. Enjoy today's story time with my favorite storyteller, Mr. LaMotta.
Yay, Amanda. Thank you so much for that lovely message indeed. And I hope that you're having a lovely time out there in the Pacific Northwest. Thank you so much for joining in. And yes, for your photo needs, call Amanda Waltman Photography. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you're written and illustrated by Innosanto Nagara. And we're reading this one with permission of the publishers, 7 Stories Press. Thank you so much for joining in today. Here we go. A is for activist, written and illustrated by Innosanto Nagara, and read with permission of 7 Stories Press. A is for activist, advocate, abolitionist, ally, actively answering a call to action. Are you an activist? We're being called right now. A is for activist, advocate, abolitionist, ally, actively answering a call to action. Question for you is, are you an activist? B is for banner bobbing in the sky, billowing in the breeze, 'cause you're not shy. No, you're not. C is for co-op, cooperating cultures, creative counter to corporate vouchers. Oh, we need those, right? Oh, and cats. Cats. Can you find the cats? Can you find the cats on this page? Look closely. There's cats on this page. Where are they? Oh, there we go. Oh, I was hiding one of them. There's one and there's the other. And let's see if you can find them on the other pages. C is for co-op, cooperating cultures, creative counter to corporate vouchers. Oh, and cats. Can you find the cats? Little d, democracy. More than voting, you will agree. Dictators detest it. Donkeys don't get it. But you and me, we demand equality. Oh, yes, we do. You and me, we demand equality. Equal rights, black, brown, or white. Clean and healthy is a right. I think some people miss that memo. Clean and healthy is a right. Every place we live and play, environmental justice is the way. Equal rights, black, brown, or white. Clean and healthy is a right. Every place we live and play, environmental justice is the way. F is for feminist, for fairness in pay, for freedom to flourish and choose our own way. F is for feminist, for fairness in pay, for freedom to flourish and choose our own way. Yeah. G is for grassroots, sprouting from below, sharing nutrients and the waters flow. Below the surface, we are all connected. Stronger together, we grow. Oh, yes. And like we say always, those little things that you do matter. They are significant. They are needed. Because that is the work of the grassroots. We start building up. And when we put our resources together, we put our energies together, a lot can be achieved. G is for grassroots, sprouting from below, sharing nutrients and the waters flow. Below the surface, we are all connected. Stronger together, we grow. H is for healthy food, a human right. Honeydew, jicama, nature's delight, hummus, hot dogs, Havarti cheese. Hot dogs, yes. Healthy hot dogs, please. And pizza. Yes, indeed. H is for healthy food, a human right. Oh, I agree. Indigenous and immigrant, together we stand tall. Our histories are relevant. An injury to one is an injury to all. Oh, yes. Indigenous and immigrant, together we stand tall. Our histories are relevant. An injury to one is an injury to all. J is for justice. Yay for justice. Jiang Jing Jiang. Juanita, Jamal, justice for the janitors. Justicia for all. Yes, indeed. Justicia for all. J is for justice. Justice for the janitors. Justice for all. Kings are fine for story time. Knights are fun to play. But when we make decisions, we will choose the people's way. Oh, yes. Kings are fine for story time. Knights are fun to play. But when we make decisions, we will choose the people's way. Again, some people missed that memo. L is for LGBTQ plus. Love who you choose, because love is true. Liberate your notions of limited emotions. Celebrate with pride our links of devotion. L is for LGBTQ plus. Love who you choose, because love is true. Liberate your notions of limited emotions. Celebrate with pride our links of devotion. Megaphones, marching, movimiento music, hip hop, hooray! It must be Mayday. M, it is. Megaphones, marching, movimiento music, hip hop, hooray! It must be Mayday. And we know May Day is an important day when we celebrate all our workers, isn't it? And that, kids, is the equivalent of Labor Day out here in the US. N is for no. No, no, no. Yes to what we want, no to what must go. No, no, no. Yes, oppression must go, and fairness must go. Open minds operate best. Critical thinking over tests. Wisdom can't be memorized. Educate, agitate, organize. O is for open minds, and they operate best. Critical thinking over tests. Wisdom can't be memorized. Educate, agitate, organize. And we'll be doing a lot of that. Educate, agitate, organize. P, peace, much. Peace, much. Protest, power to the people. Yeah. Power to the people. Yes, indeed. Protest, march. Q is for question. Questioning coercion. Querying qualities counter force assertions. Yes, indeed. Q is for question. Questioning coercion. Querying qualities counter force assertions. Yes, we do. Let's ask. And sometimes it's as simple as why. Why, indeed. Q is for question. Questioning coercion. Querying qualities counter force assertions. They do. Well, radical rats. The headline said, ruminous rioters, the rumors spread. Rabble-rousing riffraff. Really? Really? Yes. When you stand up against them, they will call you all sorts of names. But we know we must. People power must prevail. S is for sun, soul, solar, superstar, stellar power, fuels all life, not just flowers, energized homes, cars, and showers. Silly, selfish scoundrels sucking on dinosaur sludge? Boo! It's time for change. S is for sun, soul, solar, superstar, stellar power, fuels all life, not just flowers, energized homes, cars, and showers. It's time to move away from the silly, selfish scoundrels sucking on dinosaur sludge. Boo. T is for trans. For trains, tiaras, tulips, tractors, and tigers too. Trust in the true. The he, she, they, that is you. Oh, most definitely. T is for trans. For trains, tiaras, tulips, tractors, and tigers too. Trust in the true. The he, she, they, that is you. You is for weekends. Is it? U is for workers. Wait, that's not U. That's W. U is for union. Yes. Union. Yes. Yes. Workers must be represented. And congratulations to all the Amazon workers that recently unionized. I think representation at work is very important. U is for union. Union, yes. V is for Vox. What? Did you say Fox? No, I said Fox. Did you say box? No, Vox. Rocks, blocks, socks, Vox. Vox of the people, voice of the populi. Better go see the letter D. Oh, we shall go back indeed. Vox of the people, voice of the populi. Yes, indeed. Now we are W. Wondrous world, wondrous we. We cannot be whole, we cannot be free unless we delight in diversity. One more time. Wondrous world, wondrous we. We cannot be whole, we cannot be free unless we delight in diversity. X is for Malcolm. As in Malcolm X, history's lessons can be complex. Remember Parks, remember King, remember Malcolm, and let freedom ring. Oh, yes. There isn't only one way of doing things. Remember these great personalities. Channel their energy into your own activism. X is for Malcolm. As in Malcolm X, history's lessons can be complex. Remember Parks, remember King, remember Malcolm, and let freedom ring. Y is for you and youth, your planet, your rights, your future, your truth. Y is for yes, 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 yes to all of those. Y is for you and the youth, your planet, your rights, your future, your truth. And Z, or Z is for Zapatista, of course. And that is the end of our story for today. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Always a pleasure indeed to be here together and join in and enjoy community, enjoy wonderful stories. I am glad you are here with me. Please, as always, leave us a message. Let us know you are here. Send us your recommendations so we can bring them here to Story Time. We can work and bring them here to Story Time. We want different stories here on Storytime, different voices. We want representation for all indeed. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I am glad that you are here. For A is for activist and Y is for you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I am glad that you are here indeed. Thank you for taking the time to join in Storytime. And of course, if you enjoyed the story and want some more, come back at 11 a.m. Pacific time. This story will be read again, so enjoy it. And of course, you can always find our stories in our archives, and you can always find these books at your local libraries. Yes, they are a great resource. I know Amanda and Baby B will be doing that later on. So please find them at your local library. Go ahead and enjoy them. And of course, you can also turn on Storytime and read along. We can read together. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Glad you are here for this one, coming to you from Innosanto Nagara and read with permission of 7 Stories Press. A is for activists. Thank you so much for joining in today. And we're not done. We're not done. Tomorrow is June 30th. As we round off Pride Month, we will have a special book here with us. And please do join us for, yes, this one of a kind, like me. Come and join us tomorrow and let's enjoy a wonderful story, a wonderful book. And of course, be inspired, and hopefully we leave with some lessons as well. And of course, we share our knowledge as well. Thank you so much for joining in. This one is coming tomorrow, one of a kind, like me. And this one is written by our good friend here at Storytime, Robert Lou Trujillo. And it is illustrated by Robert Lou Trujillo, written by Lauren Mayeno, and there's a translation in Spanish by Teresa Malwa. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Please do join me for one of a kind like me tomorrow, one of a kind like you. We celebrate you indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. But today, yes, we were activists, and it is just the beginning. A is for activists. Thank you so much for being here today on Storytime. I hope you enjoyed that story. Let us see one more time who was with us enjoying that wonderful story indeed. Thank you for joining in one more time. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining in, Amanda. Thank you for being here indeed. And you're saying, yes, you have it at your library. I hope that you get it today and you read it, enjoy it, whether just at the library or indeed get to take it home. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you out in Orange County, April, Jemison, Alicia, and Lindley. I hope that your summer break is going well. Thank you so much for joining us. Glad to see you as always out in Orange County. Hugs to you. Thank you so much for being here, and a big good morning to you, April. I hope you're having a well-deserved rest from the school year. Thank you so much for joining in. I know those 4th graders can run you rugged. Thank you so much for joining in. Glad you're here. Aurelia Lee, thank you so much for joining in. And Antonio, well, we're sending you love to Antonio. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad you're here indeed. Andres, thank you. I hope you are having fun out there in Costa Rica. You're making me jealous, making me think of my vacation there. I want to go back. You should have put me in your suitcase and taken me with you. Thank you so much for joining in. Have fun out there. Enjoy it. Glad you're here. Andres, Aurelia Lee, and of course, Antonio. Welcome to Storytime. I think this is the first time that we're saying hello to you, and we're definitely sending you love, and I hope that you have a lot of fun out there. Thank you so much for joining in. And Amanda, we did have a question at the start, at the beginning of our story today, our show today, and I did ask, what would you rather be, super strong or super fast? And somebody says, I don't know. And I want to be super strong. Baby Bia, what would you want to be, super strong or super fast? And Amanda, you say you would want to be super strong. What would I want to be? I probably... Yeah, because maybe if I'm strong, then I don't need to run. And maybe I will go with super strong too. I think I will go with super strong too. Thank you so much for indulging me and for joining in. Thank you so much. Absolutely enjoy being here with you in Storytime. And some of the questions we've had have been pretty gross, and it always creates a giggle in the classroom. So something definitely for you to try out if you have not yet. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. This has been Storytime. Antonio says strong. All right, the strong team is in the lead here. There's lots of strong people out here. And Andres says both. Come on, Andres, pick one. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, everybody. This has been Storytime for today. Always a pleasure. Even when the world is giving us so much trouble and so many things that you just want to hide away from, this community always indeed manages to get a laugh, manages to bring me laughter and joy, and I appreciate you all. And indeed, I hope that the same is, like that laughter and joy and love that you give me bounces right back to you, and you have a lovely day indeed. Hopefully, we're starting off the day well, and if you're in somewhere where the day is ending, hopefully we send you to bed with good feelings. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll be back again tomorrow when we're reading One of a Kind Like Me, and this one will be coming to you from Lauren Mayeno and Robert Lou Trujillo, and the translation in Spanish, which I will not be reading tomorrow. Maybe I need somebody else to come and help me tomorrow, from Teresa Malwa. But we will be here for One of a Kind Like Me. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And yes, indeed, I hope today we've been motivated and ready to go out there and indeed participate in our communities in making sure that human rights are upheld. Thank you so much for being here. This has been Storytime. Thank you indeed. It is indeed healing. There are definitely times I've come here, sometimes feeling a little tired or, bogged down with all that the world is throwing at us. But when I leave, I'm always feeling lighthearted and just feeling good. Thank you so much to all of you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day indeed. Hugs to you, Alicia, Lindley, and Jemison, and of course, April, and everybody around you, everyone in the community, sending you love. Thank you for being here on Storytime. I will see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Please, if you have recommendations, stories that you'd like to see here on Storytime, reach out, let me know, and we'll do our very best to bring them to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Much love. As you can see, I don't want to leave. I just want to be here, read stories, talk to you all, and enjoy the time together. Thank you so much for being here. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be